Well, welcome to a new video. Thanks for checking this out. And first things first, I must have to say, people don't really have to send me anything to this channel, but I'm very much appreciated, especially what type of content that I got here. And I'm more than happy to make a video, especially what type of goods I got here for you. So a game company called Pixel Hat got in touch with me, so thanks very much for that, and they sent me over one of the latest games that they've been selling on their web store. So this game company called Pixel Hat has been going for a fair few years. Basically they're a game company that's been selling independent games for older game consoles and also up and current consoles. It's very interesting. I've been following these for a fair few years. I got introduced to this website from Adam Koralik. You probably heard of him. I actually met him one time a fair few years. I'll save that story for another video. So now I'm going to cover up what the actual game is looking like. I'll do an unboxing and I'll show you some gameplay and give you some more information. So here we have it, Deadicated Racing Legend, a brand new factory sealed Dreamcast game. So this is a pretty weird feeling. I've never touched a brand new Dreamcast game for many years. So let's get this plastic stuff out of the way and let's give this an open to see what we got inside. So this is a very professionally printed disc, and if you're worried about the disc quality with independent games, this is factory made, so it's pretty awesome quality. It's not like we used to do back in the day with CDRs, just burning them on the disc. Let's get this other side open to see what else we got inside. So we got a certificate of authenticity, so that is pretty nice touch. So a limited edition of 3,000 copies available, and we got a nice little signature by the founder of Pixel Hat and joshprod, which has been involved in actually getting this game out there for us. So it actually includes a professionally printed manual as well. I really do like these touches with independent games, because we just don't get them these days with brand new titles. Let's have a quick look in the menu itself. So it gives you instructions about the button layouts in multiple European languages. So I'm very happy with the quality that you actually get with this physical edition. It's just like back in the day when you used to buy a brand new Dreamcast game. So we have the front end of the game, so we got about 6 items to choose from. But what I do, as always with video games, I have to go check out what we got in the options section to see what this has got available for us. So we can change the music, the effect, and also the vibration settings. So you can save, load, and you can view the credits. But first things first I gotta do is just get my profile name on here to keep my high score. That's if I actually get any decent high scores, that is. So that's done. Now, one interesting fact about this game, if you look at the cars that are available to us, this actual product started around about with 10 vehicles in mind, but because of backers included, it actually included a lot more to this game. So if you were an original backer with this game, if you pledged more around about £400 to £500, you can actually feature on the game itself with your game company logo featuring on a road banner. If you pledged a bit more, you could be featured on an inflatable tyre as well, and then even a bit more, you can be on the actual track itself. And if you pledged around about £3,000, you can actually have your own VIP company car featuring your company logo. You can also tell with some of these cars that they're actually paying a good homage to previous Dreamcast racing games like Crazy Taxi and MSR and some other titles. So just for example, we've got a car here by Rush on Game.com, so they would have pledged quite a bit. We've also got the Batman vehicle inspiration here, also the Ghostbusters, and so on and so forth. So let's go and choose my car. I think I went with, let's go with this one, let's try that one. I do like the open roof on here. So let's try a arcade mode, because you know it is called Deadicated Racing Legend. So we got 6 tracks to choose from, and obviously you unlock them as you progress with the game. And you have to get to first place to then unlock the next track. Now the loading in this game is pretty decent. It doesn't take too long and you're straight into here. So the button layout on this game you can actually change as well. So A is go, and then you got X, this is brake, and then you have L trigger and R trigger, which is to look behind you. And also you have Y to actually change the view. Now graphically, this is pretty awesome having a 3D game, especially for the 20th anniversary. I'm not too sure if Xenocyde actually beat it, but I think these games came out at the same time. So to actually get 3D games now with the Dreamcast is pretty awesome. It doesn't really match the graphics that you would get on MSR or even V-Rally or some other racing games that are on the Dreamcast, but I think we are now headed in the right direction of getting these 3D based independent games. Now there were some graphical problems, just minor ones that I'll explain a bit later on in the video. Now personally I did find that I couldn't really control this car that well. I'm pretty new to this game as well, but first thing I did, I just quit out of this and kind of just tweaked the steering and the brake power just to see if I can get a better controlling experience of this game. I also went with a Daytona inspired vehicle as well. It is pretty nice. So this is now a bit better of controlling for me personally, but I know for a lot of people you have to try and tweak your own options yourself to try and get a bit more better control for this game. Now personally I don't really play that many racing games, but I can already tell that with this title, if you actually put enough effort and some time to this, you can really get some good results with that time. Now when it came to the track layouts, I did find them pretty simple and effective, and actually got some pretty decent, I would say, weather system on here. Now when it came to the crash mechanics, they are pretty simple, just a bit like really early PlayStation 1 games, so there's not much going on with that, but you know, if you try and actually stay pretty skillful with actually controlling on the track, it is pretty fun. Now as you progress with the game, the actual levels do get a bit more interesting, incorporating different elements. Now overall I am pretty impressed with the actual frame rate of how this game actually runs. And as you progress each level, the difficulty does rise. So now let's head over to the careers mode. Now you've got here about 18 trials to get through, so they're kind of like time trials or don't hit the barriers and some other things like that. I haven't managed to get too far from this, so the first one is not too bad. You're on a snow track and you just make sure you don't hit the barriers, so there's no time for this one. I actually managed to get through this pretty simple. Then the next track was just kind of go through and beat this time, and I didn't find that too bad at all. So when I actually got to the third one, this is where the frustration got, because you weren't allowed to hit the barriers. But yeah, that was challenging. Like, it kind of a bit frustrating, because even if you hit it a little bit, it would just tell you to do it again. And I found that if you got the weather onto raining, I found the frames actually dipping a bit slightly, and that got a bit frustrating with trying to control it, and especially if you can't hit the edges as well. The next feature I want to show you guys is the split screen mode, and this actually surprised quite a lot of us. If you were following the Kickstarter, it actually got to us quite late in the project, actually battled on head to head. Now I was quite impressed with actually how this ran. It ran a really smooth frame rate, and to be honest I haven't actually had a split screen racing game for the DC for a long time, so I'm very impressed of how they actually managed to do this in the first place. So we had a bit of fun. I was playing with my friend called Gonzo, who we managed to do a video in the past playing some other games, not sure if you remember that. So we managed to actually get a fair few, you know, tracks, and we had a good experience with this. And of course, you know, he was pretty challenged to the game, but he managed to actually deliver until he got to the very end, where he realised he was going backwards most of the end of the track, which was a bit hilarious. So we had a bit of fun with this game, so I'm pretty impressed with the split screen. So that brings us yet another game to the Dreamcast this year, and there's going to be a fair few more released by joshprod and Pixelhat, which I'm looking forward to as well. So I must say thanks to Pixelhat yet again for sending me this review copy. I do hope the game goes well, and now the independent game release with further 3D based games is shaping up to be pretty awesome. So I can't wait to see what else we get later down the road to really bring out those 3D based independent games to really make the Dreamcast shine. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, if you like this video, hit that button. If you want to support, click subscribe, leave your comments below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.